We'll call order. We have confirmation of proper notice.
Most meeting notices posted on May 2nd, and we have quorum with Tiffany and Gus and George on the Zoom. And we've got Peter, Chris, and Jan in person, and we got myself and Jeff for staff.
Okay. We'll review the I'll have the chairman's comments after the review on the minutes. Does everybody read the minutes? Any deletions, additions, corrections? Yeah,
A
Chris.
couple of corrections. One is under the replacement of palm tree in cluster B. It's canary palm is listed there, but I'm pretty sure it's either a royal or a queen. It's not a canary palm.
I don't think I've ever seen it shed itself, so it might even be a date.
No, it's
Not a
bigger
date.
than a date. It's got the green, that looks like a royal.
Why don't we just call it a palm?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right,
And then under this, the bottom one on the trimming, sable, it should be spelled SABAL.
yes. Thank you.
Okay,
So as amended, anyone accept the minutes?
everybody accept the minutes as amended?
Sure.
Chris Perry
Second.
Okay,
and Maria.
all right. Lately, things have been settling down into the regular routine. We've been trimming, cutting, weeding, answering calls. We've got all our plantings in, Jeff, right?
I'm going tomorrow to pick up the ones that we talked about last meeting.
Uh-huh.
I have snow queen hibiscus coming. I have palm coming for Uni. I have lantana coming, which is a mounting kind, because the other kind you can't purchase anywhere because it's a seeding lantana. And I'm also trying to find a flowering plant that will actually take the heat. The plant I suggested to Deanna, they can't get a hold of. So I'm gonna ask her when I go to pick up the other stuff for her suggestion as far as the flowering plant that'll take in the hot sun and. the
What
heat
about
that-
that plant that we looked at over with Wayne?
That's what she's having a hard time trying to find,
Oh, really?
yeah.
Because he said he developed those from seeds.
Yeah, see
Yeah,
this.
maybe that's why she's having a hard time finding.
Well, maybe we can find seeds.
Huh? Yeah, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, because the lantana, I mean, you actually can purchase the lantana, but it's the mounting kind, it's not the. There was kind that they actually banned in Florida that you can't purchase it anymore.
Okay,
So we can get the mounting kind, which she does have, but I'm trying to find another flowering plant, to put in a different box for. High appeal or suggestions.
while we're talking about that too, I think we ought to consider taking the plants out of the front. They're really looking
Yeah, I
scraggly.
know, it's not-
Yeah.
Yeah,
they're starting to look tough now, yeah,
yeah, we've got several of the boxes that should be cleaned up.
yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. And we've just been answering calls and had a little, with the homeless people where it was all cleaned out at the head of 43rd, they were opposite Applebee's. Now they've moved down a little. So I mean, this is like a, where do you stop, no matter what you do.
There's not quite as many of them, but they have found a new roosting place and somehow or another, a lot of skunk juice got sprayed there the other day. So
I know, that's all we can keep doing.
What's Francis skunk juice?
I'll never tell.
I'm wondering.
Wandering skunk.
Yeah, right.
Wandering skunk, yeah. And other than that, things are going pretty smoothly. Come on the season now where the guys are gonna have take a vacation and stuff, so we'll just get along as we can.
Yeah, Eddie's gonna be gone for 5 weeks.
Yep.
But we've set up a line already with the schedule for while he's gonna be gone. So everything's gonna be set.
And we didn't have any owner's requests
I have owner's request.
Oh, fine,
Is that okay? if I
Mhm,
go?
sure.
Like today, we didn't have any advance notice about spraying the whatever, the granules all over the place to make other arrangements for our dogs to do something else. If they could just notify us a day ahead.
We're very frustrated. Jeff started 10 days ago to ask them because we knew when they were coming. They come, I'll just, you tell the story, but he and I have already talked about this, that we were very upset what they didn't do it because we have been doing it.
I contacted the true chief or whatever you wanna call him, that does our area for Brightview. Not this past Sunday, but the Sunday before, letting him know that I needed to know when they were coming in here. And also, I also needed the April application information that was done here. He texted me back early Monday morning, he said, oh, fine, no problem, I'll get it to you, I'll get it to you. Haven't heard anything, I emailed him again, I texted him again, still nothing. And
Okay,
I asked them
Jan, I'll write a
several
letter.
months ago, say, look, you need to let me know when you're coming in here because I need to have it posted. And by,
yeah,
I think-
even an email thing that would go out, so then people could make alternate plans to do,
Right.
go to Wolf or whatever,
Well-
doggy daycare.
We were posting and when they did it, and it's just,
Well, it's not just from me, it's from other people, like we have this whole doggy
right,
party in Pinehurst, so
sure.
I'll get back to them all and say.
Tell them that we really had planned to do so and we will
Okay.
do it. And I'll write them a letter to that effect that we must have it if they expect to get paid.
I mean, John's contacted him several times, say, hey, look, can you use it? Oh, yeah, no problem, yeah, we got a new system, it's coming out to you, blah, blah, nothing.
So they just like show up and start doing it,
Yep.
is what you're saying, okay.
And
Okay.
I did talk to the head man about 2 weeks ago, just about this.
Yeah.
And he said, we have a new system. You're gonna get electronic reception. Everything's gonna be in order. Nothing.
Okay,
Now, I can tell you this, that the pest control people have gone to that. And we get a daily report now when they come on the property every single time. So maybe this is really will work in the future, but yeah, it's working on the pest control part now.
so the plan would be to like notify owners like a day ahead of time that tomorrow, blah, blah, blah is gonna happen?
We'd like to do more than a day ahead of time.
Yeah, well. I
That's
know.
why he called them almost 2 weeks in
Yeah,
advance.
okay,
And Lauren, when the last time we did this, I think it was we actually got stuff for January, February, March. When I had 3 of them all together. Like, okay, here you are, like, I'm supposed to be getting this every month. And the last time I think they actually told me they were actually coming in here was last year. And I do have stuff that's already on my computer that I just punch in today and I post it on all the mailboxes.
oh, yeah.
But they're
However,
just,
let
they're
us
just,
know.
they're
Yeah,
not
people
forthcoming
appreciate it.
with whatever it is they're going to do. And I'm
Okay.
very-
Thanks.
Okay. Okay, what do we get now?
Jeff.
Oh, 3 issues?
Jeff.
Yeah.
Jeff's report.
The first one I'd like to bring up is we passed the thing last month where we were gonna take down that palm tree.
That's what I was gonna
and
address.
put 2 sets of fishtail palms in. I went and looked at the tree and I'd hate to see us take that tree down.
That's what I was gonna
would.
address.
I think, Gus, don't you agree?
I agree.
Yes,
Yeah, I was gonna address that today.
Yeah,
That-
Gus and I discussed it,
After-
and we brought it up. to
After we
John.
agreed with the fishtail, then so then it's going back to me because my big thing is we don't cut down trees that are healthy.
Right,
So bottom line, we're getting a fishtail pound for the other side and we're leaving that tree be
I think
and
that's
if-
the right thing to do.
for now.
Yeah,
Right, Jeff? Yep.
Yeah.
Okay,
sounds good.
all right, Tiff,
Yep, sounds good to me. I support this.
okay. Do we need a vote
I'll
on
make-
it? Or to change it? Not really.
Yeah, I would.
hey, John, can you hear me?
Like the minutes that the majority of the people wanted it changed.
Okay, sure.
Okay,
All right.
Jeff, your report, I think.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I think Gus had a comment real quick on Zoom.
Yeah, I'd like to ask that we not do the fishtail and put another palm in there, similar to the other one.
No, because let me explain. The palm that's there now is usually, and it's a healthy, good tree. And we didn't do that. But that type of palm, maybe down the center of Boulevard, or maybe along large highways or open areas, it shouldn't be there. It's not there. So I'm not going to turn around and make the same mistake again. So I think a fishtail palm is better there. So that we, go ahead, Jeff.
It's gonna be more curb appeal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I'd just like to point out that that's not what the owners requested.
Go ahead, Jeff.
April 4th, we put 3 components in the back of 323, no charge. 158 in the back, 1 gardenia. Bed number 19-6, no queen hibiscus. 348 front and the side, 21 snow queen hibiscus. Boulevard berm back 748, 6 snow queen hibiscus. Pool 7 walkway 25 snow queen hibiscus. Boulevard on the berm of back of 455, 4 snow queen hibiscus. Boulevard berm back 506, 1 bougainvillea, no charge. 326 on the front, 3 snow queen hibiscus. Your ending balance for planting only is $7,994.86. Your rainfall total for the month was 1.9 inches, which is almost equivalent what you had up to that point for the year.
Okay.
Just like to say that the palm trees that were planted behind 323, the owner paid for those.
Yes,
He requested them for shielding purposes, and he agreed to pay for them, so it just fits in with the
What does
topography
the
there.
palm tree cost, kind of?
it all depends on the size, pot size, but it can run anywhere from $75 up to $500.
Do we put in like the $75 size mostly?
Well, we put in what the crew can handle, which is usually a 20 gallon pot.
Yeah,
It's there. I don't think we bought a tree over $150 ever, have we?
No,
so just our crew plants them. You don't have guys come in with a big digger.
no.
Just-
No, our guys do it. Yeah. Yep. Okay.
As long as we're doing a staff report, I just want to let you know that we trimmed, we did have some requests from owners, but they were not for plants or anything of that nature. They were for trimming of carrot woods that are in front of their unit. And 454 and 253, I think it was, Shannon Young's unit, and the 454, he was able to get up there, and even though they were very tall trees, trim them right down to size, so we saved money there.
Yeah. Instead of Brown doing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Swing the air, standing on them, you wonder whether we should be doing it or not.
I know. Okay. Let's see.
I just wanted to point out that this is, are in Lakeside, and I wanted to just emphasize that, these healthy, it's like the fronds are coming down below that 9 to 3 line, but the base of the fronds are in that 9 to 3 line. And
That's what we talked about before.
Yeah, we want to make sure that they don't trim a tree like this, because it's fine. I am disappointed in driving over today that it looks like our people cut 3 stables right along the boulevard and did pencil cuts.
I have to look, I don't know.
Yeah, where was that?
Yeah, right where the walkway to Pool 4 is. There's 3 palms there and they're cut like that. And I'm pretty sure it must have been our guys that did
Well, it
it.
has to be our guys.
It has
We're the
to be
only one
because
trimming.
nobody else has been in here.
We gotta get those guys trained a little better.
Okay.
Well, it's interesting. We get a lot of, I don't disagree with what you said, Chris, but we are getting a abundance of calls on low hanging palms. We were getting, my biggest concern about not trimming a tree like that is if there's seed pods up in there. They have a tendency to, I don't know what you want to say. Number one, they draw bees, right? Number two, they hang down in a different way and they get pretty heavy. And if we don't touch it, then I have no, if that's the direction, no problem. If they don't touch them. But we feel that we have to get the seed pods out of there. They're gonna charge just as much to go up there and get the seed pods than they would if they get 2 or 3 of the bottom lines. So I mean, it's gonna be a little tough. As driving around, as you know, I do it minimally daily, if not twice a day. I do it with Pete at least once or twice a week. Steve and I do it every day. And we're kicking back to just mark the sables we want to do. And leave maybe 60-70% of them not touched at all
That makes sense.
to get-
I mean, if they've
well,
got
to get
dead
feedback from the community.
Yeah.
But I mean, but if they got seed pods, that's the question.
The big seed pod issue though is not with sables. The big seed pod is with the
Yeah.
broils and the
Yeah.
queens.
Yeah.
That's where you get really large seed
Yeah.
groupings.
Yeah.
And you have the fronds that could really come down and hurt somebody.
Yeah.
Those have to be trimmed, no
Yeah.
doubt about that.
Yeah.
And they're the ones that I think, I would guess people are complaining about.
Mhm.
I know we just had a discussion
They are,
yesterday
yeah.
at pool 5 about one that's hanging over the shower. That people are a little nervous.
Yeah.
That's understandable. Those need to be trimmed. In fact, those maybe need to be trimmed more than once a year.
Yeah, with the last meeting, we talked about,
Yeah.
So
But I don't think sables have much of a seed pod.
there's a few of them. I was surprised.
They do.
Yeah,
They do.
Oh, yeah, they do.
Yeah, I feel, especially going in, I think, as you go into your place in the beginning, off to your left, I think you'll see some, in that area, just comes to mind.
okay.
But, we want to follow the direction of the committee, don't get me wrong. And, if we go out and mark the trees that are truly low hanging on the sables and let everything go.
Yeah.
Then we'll get feedback from the community and potentially good health, or people will say, I'm not gonna be here in 10 years. I don't care what it looks like.
Well, and again, there's some sables that have some dead fronds, and those dead fronds can come off.
Oh, yeah. So there's some you can easily
Sure.
mark. I mean,
Yeah.
you can put ribbons around the trees we want.
Yeah,
And if we come back in the fall and people don't necessarily like the aesthetics, quote unquote, we'll have the money still because we won't have to spend it.
Right.
Because the trimming will be less.
sure.
Well,
Sure,
again, I think this is a healthy tree and we want to keep trees like that.
Could I ask a question?
sure.
So what is our take on seed pods? If there's seed pods, are we supposed to notify you?
No,
Oh, they just let them be there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because we were talking about seed pods and.
I've never seen any come down,
So,
you will.
really.
Yeah.
Okay.
You hear this big clunk, right?
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, they do. But most of them will burst open.
Yeah.
But occasionally they're just whether defective or whatever.
Squirrels.
Yeah.
well, yeah,
All right. Well, we'll work on the trimming for sure.
okay. Any, committee comments?
One more quick comment, that is, I noticed that at least in Lakeside, there's some areas underneath the stairways that are really, nothing's there. I mean, there's nothing growing under them, and it seems to me that we could put some ground cover or something underneath some of these stairways.
The actual stairs going up. Yeah, we don't really want anything underneath there in case we have to do any work on the stairs themselves, otherwise we're trampling over bushes and whatever's in there, trying to get in there to do what we need to do. That's why you find very little actually underneath the stairs
Yeah, but
themselves.
it really doesn't look very good. I mean, it's blank, and in some cases, the shrubs are out at the sidewalk, and so the blankness is not just under the stairway, it's behind the shrubs that are there. And so it's just a big open area, and some people have put plants underneath there, and some people have even put pavers underneath the sidewalks or underneath the stairwells. But some of them just don't, just seems to me we could do something a little better than what we've done there.
Do you think it would be better with turf or ground cover? I mean, turf wouldn't get hurt if you worked underneath it, if you walked underneath it.
Yeah.
But do we
Well,
have sprinklers that would go back in there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, whatever we could do would look better. I'm looking at 583. If you look there, there's two stairwells there that just don't have anything under them, and it just, there's actually not very much in front of them either. The
Hey,
hibiscus
I'll look at
aren't
it.
full there.
I'll look at it.
Sure.
I'll
All
take
right,
a look at
yeah.
it. Okay.
Sure. Any other comments?
I would
Yeah.
support Gus's and the owners of Oakview's preference to swap out the fishtail for the royal or whatever it is, if we want to talk about that.
What's that, Tiff?
Gus mentioned that the owners in Oakview would prefer a royal or something instead of the fishtail, and I just thought that if we want to talk about that to make sure that people are happy, that I would support his motion to swap out the kind of tree.
Well, right now. What
Was
would
there a motion to do that? I didn't hear that. I didn't hear a motion.
No, the-
John, can you hear me?
Yes, I can, Gus.
Yeah,
Okay, I did not put it in the form of a motion. My point was, instead of a fishtail palm, we quarried some of the owners and they prefer another palm. Now, it doesn't have to be a royal or a queen, but something that looks similar to a palm instead of a fishtail. Very different look between the two of those. I'm not against the fishtail. I like them, but what the owners wanted was a more traditional palm tree.
okay,
Hello?
I was kind of figuring right now. That we put the fishtail in and. See how the fishtail looks. And when the owners that have gone come back, or the owners look. After the fishtail is established and see what if they still have the same opinion. Then we'll address it again, but I'm really against taking a healthy tree down.
yeah,
Oh,
Just
no.
for
I don't,
aesthetic. You gotta,
I don't
Yeah.
want to take the other tree.
it was ordered on the last meeting.
you ordered it, yeah,
Yeah, it's ready for pickup.
yeah, because the fishtail palm was ordered after the last meeting when we passed the motion that we were gonna do that. So I think we're gonna just have to go with what we got now, and we'll see how the owners feel, after the fishtail palm's in and established. And we could always revisit it, but I hate to take that other tree down.
No, I agree. We
I-
shouldn't take the other tree down. I think Gus was just saying something to match the other tree. Gus, you can clarify if you'd like.
Yeah, that's my point. Just something that's similar to the other tree. It doesn't have to be a royal or a queen. It doesn't have to be something that's going to get 50 feet tall. I think they'd be happy with a cabbage palm in there.
Well, like I said, after the last meeting, when we all agreed on it, Jeff ordered it and it's coming in fairly soon, right?
Tomorrow I gotta go.
Tomorrow. So we're going with that for now. And, all right. Any other comments on that? All right,
Question about something else.
okay, sure.
Are the front porches, the entryways, are those the response of the owners?
You're talking about the walkway from the fence to the door.
Yeah, and that little porch
That's the
area.
owner's responsibility.
So if they have all kinds of crap stacked up, dead stuff,
As long as
dirt.
it doesn't go, well, if it becomes a nuisance, that's one thing. As long as it doesn't go above the fence line, there's no prohibition about what they can stack there.
okay,
But if it becomes a nuisance or rat drawing or something like that, that's different.
well, I don't know if it's drawing rats or not, because I don't stand there and watch it.
Yeah, no, but I mean,
Okay.
what do you see? I'll go by and look.
Well, there's two people in, well, the only one
Yeah.
is B. There's some people like across the street from us, they don't clean it at all, and sometimes there's newspaper stacked all over it. And then that other lady right down from me, she's got all those boxes, cardboard boxes. Don't you see those in the dead tree?
Well, we
in there?
pick them up from her regularly.
Well, they're always stacked. They never are gone.
We, Terry Flag, we pick those boxes up all the
Yeah,
time.
she calls, yeah,
We do.
pick 'em up.
Well, there's been there has been none in at least a month.
Okay.
And I just wondered if there was some.
I don't know, maybe they're full. Maybe that's the reason she hasn't called, because she
No,
always
they're
tells us.
squished. They're squished.
Oh,
Like a number she calls.
What unit is this?
it's it's about 153, something like that.
Oh, okay. Thought she said B.
No, she said B is in boy.
B.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, we'll take a look.
Yeah.
We'll get them out of there. I mean, you know,
Well, I didn't know if there was some, like where I used to live, there was, the owner would go around, and if there was like, stuff, then they would be sent messages like, they were called Pamograms. Yours would be called a Johnogram.
when I see something like 271 became very overcrowded with junk, yes, okay. But sometime when stuff is behind fences and things like
Well,
that,
this
I don't
isn't
see
behind
it.
the fence, you just walk right by it, and
Yeah.
it's right there in the doorway as you
All
walk
right.
into.
Well,
the-
I know about them because we pick them up, like I say.
Yeah. I just wondered.
Good point. We'd like to have curb appeal. No question.
Okay. Any other comments? Owners committee, anybody? Okay, so what are we doing about meetings now? Are you gonna?
Want to have one, let's see, this is already May, so late June.
Yeah, I
You
didn't
gonna
know.
be
You
gone?
do it in the summer, yeah, I'm going, yeah,
When are you going to Aruba?
June.
June.
Yeah.
Well, you want to have a break and then meet in July then?
Yeah, whatever, it's up to you.
How's that?
Yeah, sure,
All right, third Thursday in July,
okay,
and you can welcome by Zoom, obviously.
Which would be the 20th.
okay.
All right, can't believe we're talking about July already.
Geez. Okay.
Is that good for everybody?
Good? Okay. Okay, do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting? Second? Chris? Okay, great.